Welcome back to the channel, or hello if you're new. As the title suggests, we're going to be analyzing part 2 of the Mandela Catalogue by Alex Keister. Please go down to the description and check out his channel along with the video we're discussing today. If you want to follow my social media, it's also down there if you're interested. And without wasting any more time, let's get to the first part of the analysis. The video starts with a call between Adam Murray and Jonah Marshall, surrounded by text stating, quote-unquote, wanted by the FBI, subjects possibly associated with the Bythorn Paranormal Society, 100,000 reward. They are also being labeled as victim 3 and 4. Adam speaks to a woman who has been hearing the meows of her cat Johnny, who passed away years ago. She wants the pair to guide the cat to the afterlife, and they schedule the visit to 3 nights. The tape cuts to audio of Adam and Jonah stranded at a roadside at 11:41 p.m. They then fix the car they've previously stolen and end up in Mandela County. With the camera in the back seat, the footage is of the two talking about the calls they've gotten about alternates. The footage cuts again to the view of the car driving towards the woman's house. They pull in the driveway and the date is shown to be January 12, 2009 at 11:45 p.m. Camera now shows Adam taking a video of the outside of the house, then some of the inside, which reveals an empty room with 2 doors, one having a cat door. It cuts to an empty room with a window covered by a curtain. There's a camera placed in that room at the beginning of the hallway, and another in an empty room with an EMF reader and a ghost box on the floor. Adam takes a picture of the only locked door in the house. The next day, they brief over everything they saw and did last night. Jonah is getting second thoughts about the whole excursion. They fight a bit, and Adam is adamant about going back into the house. January 13th, 2009, 12:35 a.m., night 2. Starting things off by establishing the two main characters as one person by the FBI, it sets up a sense of found footage vibes. With what we already know about alternates, the initial setup of the interaction between Adam and Jonah with the woman caller is somewhat alarming. The request she makes is uncanny along with her speech patterns. There are some things we can tie back to the previous video as well. The house they go to is Caesar's house, and this can be shown with the driving footage being the same route as the previous video. The garage door, hallway, and stairs to the basement are all identical. With this information, we can speculate that the woman calling Jonah and Adam is an alternate for sure, but I don't think it's the same alternate that attacked Mark. I believe that the alternate that attacked Mark was one disguising itself as Caesar, mostly due to the implications of the video and the masculine face that appeared on screen in the first volume. The alternate that led them to the house could be the same one that got to Caesar, his mother, and Mark solely due to the nature of alternates. Just to reinstate the situation, this caller is definitely an alternate that lured the two to Caesar's home under the guise of helping a ghost cat find its way into the afterlife. The text on screen displays, quote, the exposure to the blank causes a great increase in video corruption and deterioration, unquote. Adam asks the ghost, how did you die, where are you from, what year are you born in, and are you lost, to the ghost box. Jonah's voice in the next segment yells, oh my god, behind you, and behind you, multiple times to Adam's annoyance. The video glitches out and a deep voice talks to Jonah, saying, I've been watching you, and I can see you. This is interrupted by an animated segment of Adam and Eve taking a bite from the apple. An image of an empty room with 2 windows is shown with the caption, quote unquote, guess this is where I hit the hay, Adam. Another image with a door in a dark room is presented. You followed the shepherd, you are a fool. Follow my voice instead, you will find great happiness. Wake up, Adam, and do not make me wake the others. This is all said by a voice similar to the voice in Overthrown video that told Joseph to wake up repeatedly. The footage of the giant window covered by curtains is displayed, flickering then blacked out. The camera's footage is restored with the curtains being slightly opened, the sliding door is completely opened. The earlier presented empty room with 2 doors, one having a cat door, is shown. The door on the left creaks open and the camera takes a picture of said current. More creaking is heard and then the camera takes a picture of the door completely open now. Quote, open your eyes, is said by the deep voice. Then an image of an alternate with a long stretched out face is presented with fast whisperings in the background. Inside the house, Adam asks the normal ghost hunting questions, but then his radio is seemingly taken over and repeats the same phrase multiple times. As we've seen before, alternates have the ability to tamper with technology, which is most likely the reason for the disturbance. The next scene, which is animated similarly to the Overthrown video, depicts Adam and Eve taking a bite from the apple of sin. This is a direct correlation to Jonah and Adam and even Mark and Caesar. The biblical adaptation of Adam would be akin to both Mark and Jonah, while Eve would be Caesar and in a sense, Adam. I say this because Adam was also tricked into showing up to Caesar's house. While he wanted to find alternates, it was still leading him to his death. Caesar lures Mark to an alternate location and possibly even leads both Adam and Jonah to the same place, which is why I believe he is more akin to Eve. Caesar, or in correction, the alternate pretending to be Caesar, causes the humans to quote unquote sin or take a bite from the apple by luring them to the location of an alternate to prey upon them. The alternate that opens the door and provokes Adam in the empty two-door room looks similar to the intruder in Volume 1. I believe that the intruder alternate is the same one from the storybook, Caesar's house, and the picture here. To make this correlation, however, we need to tie the mark from this short story written by a child in Mandela County to the mark that went to Caesar's home. The most evidence we have to link the two together is their name and location being the same and the placement of the storybook scene initially. The placement of this scene begins at the end of Volume 1. The police training video and then the toddler assessment tape, doubled with Mark's story immediately after his death, leads me to believe that these are the same people. Not to mention that names are only given to important characters that play a role in understanding the plot and how alternates function. It wouldn't make sense to have another kid, also named Mark, talk about his experience with an alternate in Mandela County right after Mark's death. If we assume that this is the same Mark, it could be proven that the intruder is the same one that attacked Caesar, his mother, Adam, and Jonah. We know for sure that the alternate in Caesar's house is the same one that lured both Adam and Jonah there, simply due to the location. Assume that this alternate is also the intruder due to their similar appearances with the hoodie and outstretched face. But with remembering that alternates are able to change their appearance and voice seemingly at will, we can believe that these instances all stem back to the same alternate, just in different forms. Captions at this point are over a dimmed image of the alternate from before. Quote, patients report multiple sleepless nights after their symptoms initially become apparent. It is not difficult to avoid, however, the patient must try to actively seek it out. End quote. Image 333 with the caption repeated question marks is present as a black image. Image 142 is captioned, Adam, why didn't you come back to the car after you tried talking to it? Jonah. Image 143. Don't act like I don't know you stare at these stupid pictures all day. I know you're reading this. Jonah. Image 144. Look man, I'm hungry and I don't want to leave without you. I'm kinda worried. Jonah. Image 145. I get what you're so busy doing in there. Just come out to the car and let's go get pizza then finally come back home. Please. Jonah. Image 146. Jonah, look, the locked door is open. I can finally hear the cat. It's meowing. Call me on the radio and you can help me with this. Adam. Meowing is heard with an image of a white wall saying nothing is worth the risk. Adam and Jonah start talking about the radio about something involving Adam's past. Jonah is erratic and obviously scared, and that Adam is going to turn into an alternate due to everything that's happened so far. The next scene is Adam descending down the stairs to come across a TV playing an image of a cat. Then he sets the camera down. The image on the TV changes to a man smiling, then a silhouette of him with only his eyes showing. Images start displaying rapidly of the previous video, things like Mark and Caesar, the broadcast from the United States Department of Temporarial Phenomena, and various other alternates. Then the silence is broken by a music box playing somewhere over the rainbow, which stops suddenly on an image of a woman with her eyes wide open near the top of the TV screen. It cuts to black, then lights up with the ghost box glowing red. There's a music box playing in the background once again. A deep voice is heard again saying, "What have you done?" Adam replies by saying, "I did the right thing." The alternates tell him nobody is coming to help him and nobody knows where he is. Adam tries to radio Jonah with no response. The scene goes back to the TV on the ground with the image being purely white, being with the text, "Do you understand?" displayed, then glitches out and cuts to blue. Starting off with the first glaring detail is the face depicted on the screen in the basement being the same face from the intruder alert video. Tie back to the previous video with the flashing images on the TV screen. I've theorized that the woman from the intruder alert video is the mother of Adam. I believe this because of the evidence and imagery seen in this video. In the intruder alert video, a woman is seen going into the toddler assessment room and finding her child missing. She looks at the TV and sees the same face of the alternate depicted in this video and takes her own life. The main correlation between this situation and how this woman could be Adam's mother is the dialogue between Adam and Jonah as Adam goes into the basement. During the argument, Jonah says, quote, "I wish we never looked for blank because she is dead and gone and we are never going to get her back." End quote. I believe that Jonah said mother during that blank just due to the angry response from Adam and the subtle cues of it being his mother. One of the major cues is on the TV screen once again. When it flashes between images, there's an image of a woman with eyes wide open at the top of the screen, which can be assumed to be pushed the notion of Adam's mother being the one in the intruder video as well. This and the seemingly multiple alternate voices in the basement lead me to believe that possibly there are 2 to 3 alternates down there, being the one in the TV, the intruder, and possibly even Adam's mother as an alternate. The TV alternate and the intruder are stronger points due to the evidence surrounding their appearances and existence, due to us directly seeing both of them. However, it is unsure if Adam's mother turned into an alternate or if she committed suicide and is fully dead. It's 4:35 a.m. The feed is switched to what can be assumed to be Jonah driving back home. An alternate can be heard speaking to him saying, "You left him behind. What will he do without you?" All with Jonah breathing heavily in the background. Screen cuts to the car camera with a green screen having the caption, "Who are you running from?" presented. Then it displays text error code 333, "You left him to die." The alternate continues to taunt Jonah with the phrase, "Open your eyes," as Jonah is heard to be physically distressed. A few seconds later, the camera displays the time being 5:35 a.m. and the side of the road. Jonah can be heard crying, and when the car is slammed, a cry of pain is recorded, thus ending the video. The final portion of this video displays the psychological methods alternate use on their victims, because without the fear of being invoked with their presence, their prey won't be susceptible to an alternate attack like we saw in Adam. Adam went into the basement knowing what was down there and wasn't scared of the alternates. Though they tried to use their methods on him, he isn't afraid of the consequences. With Jonah, however, he is scared and upset over having to leave his friend in an attempt to save his own life. He is a prime target for the alternate, and is eventually killed at the end of the video with the sound of him struggling on the side of the road. With the information known this far in the series, we have 6 victims mentioned in the main volumes, with even more in the extra content. In the next video, I plan to do an analysis on the 3rd volume of the Mandela Catalogue, and possibly a video going over some of the other videos in this series. This series will continue until the entirety of the Mandela Catalogue is completed, and I hope to upload a bit more frequently and improve the quality of my videos. So until next time, goodbye.